The Amaya Papaya flavor of Poppi, which honors the winner of Love Island USA, is becoming reality exclusive. Poppi is turning a new flavor that was teased 3 months ago in honor of a Love Island USA fan favorite into a genuine beverage. On Wednesday, October 1st, Amaya's Island Colada, named after cast member Amaya Espinal, will be available exclusively on Amazon for $24.99 for a 12-pack. I replied absolutely yes when Poppi invited me to collaborate. Espinal said in an exclusive statement to People, "Some summer should never end. Therefore, I can't wait to share Amaya's Island Colada with all my papayas and sensitive gangsters." The beverage is described as a new pineapple coconut soda, suited for an island queen, in a press release from a prebiotic soda company. Inspired by Espinal's moniker, Poppi posted an Instagram picture in early July that conjured up the flavor of Amaya Papaya. Espinal was praised by viewers for her genuine feelings and frequently repeated one-liners shortly after she was introduced as one of the bombshells in the 4th episode. Poppi's caption was replete with allusions to some of Espinal's favorite moments from a reality show. "We create a taste for you. We never claim to be flawless, but this is definitely face with hand over mouth," the clever post said. "Let's pour one out for our fave sensitive gangster palm tree. Cue the whimsical music at AP Relieved face." According to Poppi, the company's most liked Instagram post ever was a picture of the fake Amaya can. In response, they formally partnered with the reality star on the limited edition beverage. A day after the show's reunion aired in late August, Espinal told viewers that she and fellow cast member Brian Arenales were no longer together, even though they've been crowned Season 7 winners. On August 28th, she told People, "It's something I am still digesting regarding the breakup." She went on to say, "But I am extremely optimistic and very hopeful for the future, and I'm just happy to have so much support around me." The story of Poppi's Amaya's Island Colada is, on the surface, about a soda. It's about a fizzy, prebiotic, pineapple and coconut-flavored beverage that will sit on digital shelves at Amazon, dressed in vibrant packaging, and priced at $24.99 for a 12-pack. But when we peel back the layers, this collaboration between Poppi and Love Island USA star Amaya Espinal tells us much more about how culture operates in 2025. It shows us how fleeting moments of reality television can spill into real life, how fandom can transform into consumer action, and how individuals once known as contestants or bombshells on a dating show can shift into cultural icons with enduring influence. To call this partnership just marketing would be to undersell it. What Poppi has done is weave itself into a story much larger than soda. They have taken a character, not fictional, but real and unscripted, from one of America's most visible reality franchises, and made her personality drinkable, tangible, consumable. When fans crack open a can of Amaya's Island Colada, they are not only tasting carbonation and fruit essences, they are sipping on nostalgia, on memories of late summer nights watching villa drama unfold, on inside jokes that were never scripted but instead became canon because of one woman's emotional authenticity. And that woman, Amaya Espinal, embodies why this moment resonates so deeply. She entered the villa not as a frontrunner or even a household name, but as a bombshell, a late addition meant to stir the waters of a narrative already unfolding. Yet she emerged not only as half of the winning couple, but as the emotional heart of the season. She was celebrated for her honesty, her humor, her tenderness, her contradictions. She was both bold and vulnerable, both funny and heartbreaking. She called herself a sensitive gangster, a phrase that was meant to disarm but ended up sticking like a cultural badge. She didn't play the role of perfection. She lived out loud in all her human contradictions. This is exactly what fandom in the modern age clings to. Viewers today are savvy. They know when someone is curating a persona versus when someone is revealing fragments of their true self. With Amaya, fans saw real emotion. Not always polished, not always easy, but always authentic. It is this authenticity that Poppi wisely captured in a can. They understood that modern consumer products are not bought merely for taste or utility. They are purchased for the story behind them, for the identity they allow the buyer to momentarily embody. Drinking Amaya's Island Colada isn't about hydration. It's about belonging. It's about becoming, for a moment, part of the Love Island summer that viewers didn't want to end. It's about raising a glass to resilience to heartbreak and recovery, to the humor that carried Espinal through awkward villa moments, and to the emotional highs and lows of watching her journey unfold on television. Poppi bottled not just soda, but a feeling. The emotional resonance of this product is further deepened by the timing of its release. The world of reality TV is often ephemeral. Winners fade, couples break up, fandoms scatter to the next obsession. Amaya and Brian's post-show breakup could have spelled the end of her relevance in this cycle, but instead it marked a turning point. Her declaration to people that she was still digesting the breakup but remained hopeful for the future reframed her not as half a couple, but as a protagonist in her own story. Poppi's collaboration, therefore, feels less like a commemoration of a TV couple and more like a coronation of an individual. In a world that often tries to box reality stars into temporary archetypes, Poppi offered Amaya something more lasting, a legacy, even if fleeting, in the form of consumable product. This gesture matters. It tells audiences that their favorite reality personalities are not disposable. They are cultural contributors, worthy of partnership, worthy of being immortalized beyond their season. The emotional weight of this moment also lies in the nostalgia it carries for the fans themselves. For the many who tuned into Season 7 of Love Island USA, Amaya's journey was more than entertainment. For some, it was an escape during stressful times. For others, it was a ritual of bonding with friends online or in group chats. For still others, it was a mirror reflecting their own experiences of vulnerability, heartbreak, or humor. Reality TV thrives because it offers both distance and intimacy. We know these people are strangers, yet we let them live rent-free in our emotions. When Poppi announced Amaya's Island Colada, it wasn't just a marketing stunt. It was a love letter to fans, acknowledging that the story mattered to them too. And so, we arrive at the larger lesson. Fandom today is not passive. It is co-creative. Poppi saw the overwhelming response to their Instagram mock-up of Amaya Papaya and recognized that this was not a fleeting meme, but a demand. The most liked post in the company's history wasn't about soda science, health benefits, or even celebrity endorsements. It was about a shared inside joke, a communal nod to a cultural moment. By turning the joke into a real product, Poppi validated the voices of the fans. They said, in essence, we hear you, we see what you care about, and we'll make it real. This is the evolution of branding in 2025. It is no longer enough to plaster a celebrity face on a billboard. Consumers crave resonance, inside jokes, and shared meaning. They want to feel that they help create the product they are buying. In this sense, Amaya's Island Colada is not only Amaya's, but also the fans. It is theirs because they willed it into existence, like the post into virality, and carried the idea across digital spaces until Poppi had no choice but to respond. Yet the story doesn't stop there. To truly understand the emotional gravity of this moment, we must also look at the cultural landscape in which it exists. Reality TV contestants like Amaya are part of a broader shift in how we view fame. No longer is stardom reserved for actors, musicians, or athletes. Reality stars, especially those from shows with strong fan ecosystems like Love Island, occupy a unique place in our cultural imagination. They are at once everyday people and aspirational figures. They are flawed, messy, unscripted, and therefore profoundly relatable. When they win, we feel like we win. When they cry, we cry with them. And when they are honored with something like a soda flavor, it feels like we too are being honored. What Poppi captured, then, is not just the story of one woman, but the story of an entire cultural shift toward valuing authenticity above polish. Amaya's Island Colada is fizzy proof that vulnerability sells, that humor laced with honesty resonates, and that fandom has the power to transform reality television into real-world impact. But what makes this conclusion emotional, what makes it expansive, is not just the marketing mechanics. It's a reminder that products like this are symbols. They represent the summers we don't want to end, the shows we gather around, the digital conversations that make strangers feel like friends, and the parasocial relationships that, whether we admit it or not, provide comfort in uncertain times. The drink is an artifact of cultural memory, a sparkling time capsule. And that makes it more than a product. It makes it a piece of history, however small, in the shared story of how we consume, connect, and create meaning. If Part A traced the immediate resonance of Poppi's Amaya's Island Colada, Part B must step back even further, stretching the lens to examine what this moment says about us as a culture, about the state of fandom, and about the deeper emotional undercurrents that make a soda release feel like a cultural milestone. Because let's be honest, it is unusual for a carbonated drink to feel symbolic. We usually reserve symbolic weight for books, songs, films, or political speeches. Yet here we are, attaching significance to a can of soda. Why? The answer lies not in the drink itself, but in the way humans make meaning. We are creatures of story. We connect objects to experiences, flavors to emotions, branding to identity. The soda is not symbolic because of its ingredients. It is symbolic because it carries memory. For Amaya Espinal's fans, Island Colada is a sensory extension of a summer they do not want to let go of. Just as a perfume can transport us back to a teenage crush, or a song can reopen the door to a forgotten friendship, this soda holds the power to preserve the Love Island experience. It is an edible time machine. Every sip is a flashback to laughter, heartbreak, and the joy of watching someone like Amaya win over a nation with her humor and sincerity. This is not trivial. In a fractured, digital-first world where traditional forms of community are weakening, fandom often steps in as a surrogate. People gather around reality shows not only to watch the drama unfold, but to share memes, debates, predictions, and emotions online. A fandom is not simply an audience. It is a temporary family. And when that family rallies around a figure like Amaya, they are investing in something greater than TV. They are investing in belonging. This is why Poppi's decision to honor Amaya with a flavor feels profound. It's not merely about sales. It's about telling fans, your community mattered. Your jokes, your posts, your love for Amaya mattered. It validates the bonds they built. It validates the tears shed when she opened up about her vulnerability, the cheers when she was crowned winner, and the bittersweet ache when she announced her breakup with Brian. Instead of fading into the endless churn of pop culture, these memories were crystallized in aluminum cans, given weight, permanence, taste. This permanence is particularly meaningful given the ephemeral nature of reality TV. Most contestants fade into obscurity within months, their names forgotten as the next season introduces new faces. But Amaya's Island Colada resists this cycle. It tells fans that Amaya will not be forgotten, that her presence was significant enough to live beyond the villa, beyond Instagram, beyond the fleeting headlines. It grants her a rare form of cultural immortality. In this sense, Poppi's collaboration also reflects a shifting cultural economy of fame. Once, brands sought partnerships with traditional celebrities who promised stability, longevity, and wide recognition. Today, brands are realizing that emotional intensity matters more than longevity. A reality star who commands genuine affection and loyalty for a single season may be more impactful than a Hollywood star whose endorsements feel transactional. Amaya, for her part, embodies this shift. She is not a polished Hollywood actress. She is a woman who wore her heart on her sleeve in front of millions and was embraced for it. That kind of resonance is gold in today's market. But it's also more than market logic. It's cultural truth. We live in an age that is deeply skeptical of perfection. Social media has trained us to spot inauthenticity a mile away. We crave reality, even when it's messy, even when it's painful. Amaya's appeal lies in her ability to embody this contradiction. She was glamorous enough to be aspirational, but real enough to be relatable. She could laugh and cry in the same breath, hold strength and sensitivity at once. She didn't hide behind facade, and fans rewarded her for it.